On today's episode of Beauty Behind the Brand, we're going to talk about the onboarding checklist you need to hire new technicians within your spa or salon. I think this is something that has really changed our business and prepared our technicians to be confident and successful within even just their first month of onboarding with our spa. So let's dive into today's episode because I think there will be lots of takeaways you will enjoy in this one. What I absolutely love about this topic is this is something that you can use anytime. And it's also something great to review with your current staff or contract workers you have. And when you are onboarding and you're needing a checklist, sometimes these topics that we're going to touch on today are great for whether you're hiring a VA, a marketing assistant, anyone, like even a spa manager, anyone you're really thinking to bring onto your team, making sure that they know these simple things that are going to really transform their experience working for you at your spa or salon and their customer relationship that they're going to have and how they're going to build that clientele, because people are going to feel at home when they're coming to you. Now, introducing the spa and the culture is so important right off the get-go. So sometimes I even bring this up during our interview stage when we're interviewing, overviewing exactly what our spa and salon values, our mission, as well as the relationship we have with our clients and also the team that we have, and how you're actually supposed to kind of capture all of that in one appointment. When that comes into introducing yourself to your client, when that comes into really setting up the experience for that treatment, everything from the music, how you're going to put the setting on your bed warmer, the scent that might be in the air, all the things that really capture what your spa and salon is and what your spa and salon is and what it really means in consistency. The consistency of if they book with them or if they book with anyone else at the spa, they're really getting that same feeling, but it might be slightly different because that technician just elevates that experience a little bit more. So when we talk about our missions and values, I really think of it as like an escape of reality for clients coming in from the outside world into our spa or salon. So really leaving out some of those topics that you don't want to touch on that might have conflict, like obviously like religion, government things that are going on, politics, different types of relationships, just really making sure that you're bringing ease to them. We also have a silent appointment option as well with Mangomint, which is amazing. So if someone just wants to come in and just enjoy the treatment, I feel like that's a huge part of our spa culture as well, is understanding what your clients' needs are before they even enter the space. Reading their forms, making sure you're understanding if there's any client notes or allergies, things that they need to be able to really have the ultimate experience. And you really want a team that's able to understand that and understand how the system works when it comes to reading notes, reading what the forms look like. So that's part of onboarding, right? So operation and training is so important with scheduling expectations. So making sure when someone is onboarding into your spa salon, they know what your hours are. They know what they're signing up, whether that's weekends and or weekdays, days of the week, if they're needing time changed in their schedule, if something's come up, how they go about doing that, who they message, who they speak to. Also introducing your team is a key role. So whether that's on social media, making sure when you send out your email newsletters, you're really doing something to honor that new team member and making them feel important. Something else that I really love is I get them to write a bio about themselves. So I'm able to promote that as well as just like even a photo that I've taken or a photographer is coming in to take as well, because putting a name to the face is amazing, especially when you're in a small community. I feel like everyone kind of knows each other, but I think it's also amazing when someone goes in on the online booking, they can read a little bio about the person that they're actually booking with. They know what their experience is, or if they're on the About Us page on our website, they can see that. Also, an overview of the services and offerings. So really make sure when you are onboarding and training that, yes, someone might say on their resume they know how to do all these things, but really make sure you're going through each one of those services with them. Even if you have someone who has like 10 plus years of experience, I still want you to go in and experience, whether that's your spa manager, the owner, maybe someone else that has lots of experience within your spa and services and offerings, but really make sure that they have someone maybe overseeing as well as someone as a model, touching and feeling their service. So yes, they might look like they're doing a great job, but maybe they're really rough on doing cuticle work, or maybe their massage could use a little bit more depth, like some more techniques, maybe like even using a facial brush a certain way. Like there's so many things that you need to experience when you're hiring someone. So what we do is in-person hiring, which is usually about a half an hour interview. And then after that, we end up setting a time to actually go over some of the basic services that they offer and enjoy doing. So for example, a lot of them are manicure pedicures, and then maybe they have waxing experience. So then we end up booking in for waxing as well. Or maybe they're a lash tech. So we end up booking a couple different lash sets or lash fills for us to actually see and feel their service. That is the biggest thing. If you're going to be offering some of these higher ticket items like facials, for example, you really want to make sure that the person is doing what they say they can do on their resume. Now, of course, we always have our way of doing things versus how they maybe learned in school or at other places. But that's kind of what I love about hiring is you get to learn maybe a new tip or trick from that new employee. Maybe they have a new facial technique or a new massage technique that they say like their clients absolutely love. Or maybe with pedicures, maybe there's a treatment or an oil that they absolutely admire that their clients just rave and always repurchase or want to come back and experience. So, don't be closed-minded when you are hiring people. Don't just think like your protocols are your protocols. Be willing to shift your protocols, or if there's new changes or suggestions. Obviously, don't be doing that like all the time because it's going to make it a lot of work for everyone. But just make sure that you honor the independence and kind of like the customization that they're willing to offer for some of the different treatments that they are willing to provide for their clients. So yes, onboarding for services is a lot, trust me. And I think it is one of the most important things because the more time you put into it and effort, the more there isn't as much room for error, right? So the more you put into it. So we actually used YouTube. Last winter, the girls had quite a bit of downtime, and we actually ended up recording all of our services, as well as wrote down all the protocols, contraindications, all the things that they would need to know, facial setup, how to greet their clients, all the things within these YouTube videos. So we categorize them. So all our facial treatments, whether that's hydrobrasion, pro-cell microchanneling, oxygen, the O2 derm, like all the different facials. Same with mani-pedis. Like what are those treatments like? And for myself, I'm not going to read a textbook on how to do things. I need to watch a video, or I need to actually have my hands in and do the training. So that's why we found these YouTube videos were amazing for that. And of course, they can refer back to those, but we will also still do hands-on training as well with equipment, just so they understand how to take care of that, how to clean it, if there's any issues of why it's not turning on, or any of that can happen within a treatment room. It's so important to be able to go through those and troubleshoot. Same with safety protocols, hygiene standards, all the things. So we definitely take sterilization very serious at our spa. And that is one of the first things, whether you're our spa receptionist or you're someone that's doing a service, that is the first thing we're going over with you is how to do sterilization and how to do it properly. We have everything labeled. We have everything dated. Everything is so organized when it comes to the sterilization and what needs to be done when and timing and all the things. So that is something that if the health unit comes in, anyone at our spa or salon can talk to the health unit and know exactly what needs to be done and how it's done. Also demonstrating key products, right? Like products and techniques. So if someone, let's say, comes in or even on their form and they say like, I'm pregnant, these are the things that I think I can have done, and they're signing up for like microchanneling or microneedling or something. It's like, okay, no, we're not going to do that service, or this is what we're going to do. So really making sure that they know the key safety protocols. If someone has rosacea or eczema or psoriasis, like different services that we should not be offering for them, Maybe they have very active acne. That's something else that we're not going to be offering certain services to. So understanding those key contraindications when it comes to different services, even for feet, that is another thing. As myself as a nail tech, that was something that I found was really hard, was when clients wanted to come in and get their nose painted. Oh my gosh, their nails painted. But they had like some type of fungal infection, or they had really damaged nail beds from something like running, or it got damaged somehow. Like there's certain times that we want to put polish on, and there's certain times we don't, because we want to keep an eye on things. And also like you don't want to like do anything wrong with those other nail polish bottles for different infections and such. So sometimes estheticians have their place, but also sometimes you have to get a physician or a specialist in to actually deal with some of these other issues. And that's something that I always say to clients, like, I'm only an esthetician. I can't diagnose. So this is why I think you should go see your family physician. This is what I think is really important for your health of either your skin, your nails, lashes, all the things. Like, right, we're not doctors, we're estheticians. So it's really important to be able to know when something doesn't look quite right, and being okay with speaking up because you were trained and you know exactly what to look for. Sign up for a free trial of Mangomint today and tell them you heard about them on this podcast. You'll get a second month free. We highly recommend you jumping on board of Mangomint because it has changed our brick and mortar and our spa location for the better. It has taken the guessing work out of everything with their reporting, admin, and clients absolutely love it. So make sure to mention that you listen to this podcast and they will give you one extra free month. So that's 2 extra months that they are offering you through Mangomint. There is no risk. It's easy onboarding and their customer service is absolutely outstanding. So make sure to email them today and hear more about Mangomint from our podcast. That's something I find really important when we do onboard a lot of new technicians right out of school, is understanding that when you see something and it doesn't seem right, call one of our other senior estheticians over, or ask them if they can take a picture, and they'll be able to send it to one of us and we'll be able to get back to them on kind of what the next steps are for those actions. So it is really hard sometimes to turn away a client if something like that does come up, but it is so important. It's also really important for the health of your client, and also the sanitization and infection control, all the things within your spa or salon. So another one's really important, and it does take time, is product knowledge. So overviewing skincare wellness products to use in treatment. So very similar to kind of what we were just talking about. So knowing what products are safe for which skin types, which are actually age appropriate. That's another huge thing. And maybe if someone, is expecting, or if someone has diabetes, different things that you're going to want to know. Oh, even a nut allergies, for example. So many skincare products actually have nuts in it, which is mind blowing to me. So really making sure you know your products inside and out. If you don't know and you're in the middle of a consultation, just make sure you're Googling it or talking to your skincare rep, and they'll be able to help you out with that. Understanding ingredients and their benefits. So exactly to that point, if someone is coming in with a pregnancy is a great example for this, actually. For retinol or different type of acids, we really have to be cautious on what they're using on their skin, and they might not even know what they're using on their skin isn't safe. Also different type of exfoliations, making sure they understand how much sun they should be getting, really protecting their skin, different treatments. So understanding the ingredients is so important. And if you have somebody that's really wanting to see results, making sure that you're putting them on the right products that have the proper ingredients, the benefits they're going to see, the skincare program. So really getting those new hires to know what the different packages are that are offering at your spa or salon. Sales techniques and recommending products to your clients is so important. So not just because it's on sale or it's a promo, you want to make sure you're actually promoting the right products that make the most sense for them. And they're not just making commission off it because it's the most expensive cream. You really want to make sure that they are providing the best possible service as well as products for those clients to make them want to come back, right? I feel like result driven is the best thing you can do for your clients. And also taking before and afters during those consultations is so important, and getting them to see what products they're using at home and really integrating different key active ingredients during each facial, but also what they're doing at home. I always say it's like going to the gym, right? You can't just expect results coming once a month for your facial. You've got to be putting the work in at home as well. So client management and systems, training, scheduling software, and client database. So this was something we actually were just going over today at the spa with our new hire. And of course, Mangomint. If you haven't listened to any of our episodes with Mangomint, I highly recommend you to go do that right away. Mangomint has absolutely changed our business. And there's so many things that Mangomint offers. So whether that's gift cards, the database that they have for those, different services, changing and customizing client time, reminders, the new flow systems that they have for their marketing, all the things. Like literally Mangomint does it all. So it does take some time to understand, but I find it is so user-friendly, whether the girls have their own app on their phone for their schedule or they're coming into the spa for their time blocks. They know exactly how to use the system. And that's also next to sterilization. This is probably one of the next things that we do is getting them to know how to use the scheduling system and the software. If someone is in a client room or they're needing help with scheduling or moving appointments, I want the new hire to know how to do that. I want them to feel comfortable picking up the phone and doing that. It also makes it really easy when they are cashing clients out. If the receptionist is busy, they're able to do those follow-ups and getting that client in for their next appointment. Guidelines and managing appointments and follow-ups. The reminders are so easy. They automatically go through with Mangomint, but even just checking that the 4 digits of your phone number are correct, or you've got the right email address, like all the little things that can make such a difference. Important maintenance as well in client records, exactly to what I just said, of making sure that everything's up to date. Something I really love that Mangomint just recently launched about a month ago was their new flow system. So if your client, let's say it's their birthday. So a lot of our clients have their birthdays in our system, especially if they have a medical aesthetics, any services brought in, we do need to have their age in there. And I love this flow system because we don't really do it. Mangomint does it because it's set automatically. But if it's the day before their birthday, Mangomint will send them a message. We set it up like this, send them a message and say, it is your birthday this month. We want to make sure that we're spoiling you. So make sure to book in for your next appointment. So there's just like these really cool different features, or like a follow-up, right? Like every 3 to 4 weeks, you'll get a reminder that it's time to get your lash fill, or your Botox every 3 months. Like it is so seamless. And I think that's another great thing is when you are looking to get someone busy or you're building up the clientele, it's really nice to have those reminders because people do forget. I'm the exact same. Sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to book my lash fill, or oh my gosh, my nails, it's definitely been over like a month since the last time I had them done. So these flows are amazing and it really help build up their clientele right away. Also, even doing like a promo for someone who's just starting as well to get their confidence built up, getting their books scheduled. Sometimes what I find is I really kind of have an idea of when I am hiring someone. So we're doing it right now because we know we're going to be very busy for the holiday season and we're definitely needing more help in the manicure pedicure department, but also waxing or different services that they're able to provide like lash lifts and brow lamps. So it's really making sure we have enough time to onboard them correctly to then make them feel confident in getting those services done correctly as well for their clients that are going to be coming in. So even going through all the safety protocols, that's something we have such an in-depth guideline and booklet when hiring on with Muskoka Aesthetics. I think it's like, I forget, over 50 pages of protocols, but it is so important. Everything from like first aid, clean and safety environments, all your health unit things you need to know. And the list just goes on. I think it's so important to be able to have all those guidelines out so people know exactly what they should be doing. Even wardrobe, making sure they know what they need to be wearing, expectations. Cause like I'm the type of person, like if I'm going into a new establishment or a new place to work, I want to make sure I'm providing the best service, but I'm also presenting myself the way that they expect. And you don't really know what people are expecting unless it is written out like that. So that is what I absolutely love about having the protocols. It really takes out a lot of the guessing work. It even has it on there for direct deposits, for them to send all that information directly to my bookkeeper. So everything's easy already to her, already in the system, same as numbers, all the things. Emergency contacts. That's another really important feature that we need to have for our new staff members. Another thing is really setting up their goals and what your expectations are of them. So whether they are maybe commission or hourly commission, all the things, it's like, what are their expectations or goals, or what are regular check-ins or feedback sessions that they're going to expect when hiring and onboarding, their operations for ongoing education and professional development. We do have quite a bit of professional development with our spa or salon at the spa, because I find when it comes to different services, I want to make sure that girls are learning. I always love change and learning new things or bettering the services that I'm already providing. So that's something that's really important to us. So usually a couple times a year, we have someone come in and do some education with us. Also team engagement, social events, team building exercises. We have our luncheons once a month, and that's paired with our staff meeting. But right now we're also preparing what we're going to do for our holidays, for our Christmas party, kind of staff appreciation. So that's been a lot of fun, brainstorming different ideas there. Encouraging mentorship, support, experience with staff. So really make sure that they do have someone like your spa manager that they feel comfortable going to. If they have questions, they can actually go to them. If they have any personal things that are going on, they don't feel like hesitant or kind of, nervous to go to them, which I think for myself as a business owner, my girls absolutely love and admire our spa manager. So that's made my life a lot easier, as I'm not kind of that middleman or the person that's kind of trying to figure out all the movements within the spa. If something does come up, she's able to kind of honor their relationship there, as well as it's kind of like an HR position that she has with us. Kind of the final notes I have here is resourcing material. So providing, yes, those manuals, the hands out, online resources. So with us, a lot of our training, either with Skendor or DermaQuest, a lot of those skincare companies actually have online courses and training. So that makes it really easy for us when we are getting our staff to do the onboarding. We always say they have to finish those courses before they are allowed to start onboarding with our facials. And accessing to industry related articles or continuing education. So asking your staff, like, what are some other courses or something you may be interested in, or where do you see yourself in the next couple of years in your aesthetics journey? Really understanding that. So I think it's just like, it's so interesting for me to see where our staff start and where their journey goes. So a lot of our staff have gone to go maybe open their other spas, or they've gone to move and work somewhere else, or they've excelled into other industries. And I really think a lot of it has to do with how you're setting them up. And if they're feeling successful enough to go it on their own, that means I have done my job. I feel like that is something that I feel so important, that they have the confidence and the experience that they want to now go do this on their own. And it's something that is heartbreaking. Sometimes it is hard. I've learned over the years not to take it personal. But I think when you are onboarding and you want to see your staff succeed, onboarding is the number one thing you need to do. I saw it today when we were onboarding our new staff member, of just how confident she felt, even talking to her staff or getting them rebooked in for their next appointment. And it made us realize we have done our job right already. And it's only our first day. And it just makes my heart so happy when we get those messages. I had the best first day. Thank you so much. Or even the feedback we've had from clients who say they'll definitely rebook with them again. It just gives us the validation that we need. So if you're looking to hire or onboard anybody, whether, like I said, that's a receptionist, a VA, marketing assistant, there is so many different things that you need to put into action when hiring. So if you have any questions or any feedback on this topic, I'd love to hear about it on our Instagram at Beauty Brand Podcast. And I will chat with you next week when we have our next guest on. Thanks, everyone, and love you so much.